Hey guys, welcome back to my tracer touring video series where I'm preparing my tracer for long range trips. If you remember from previous videos, I have been out on a business trip. I'm just back and today's Saturday and I have a bunch of stuff to do, so I will be pretty much working on the bike all day and shooting videos, and I hope I upload this one still today, and then during the week I'll edit the other videos and I'll be uploading those, so stay tuned. I just wanted to show you now what I did yesterday. I don't know if I told you, but the day after I arrived, I immediately went with the bike to the garage to install the GPS navigation system. This is the one, the TomTom Rider, and I've ended up installing it in the handlebars, as you can see, using a ram mount and all of that normal stuff. I also had a ram ball installed here. Let me see if I can show you guys. So I bought this plate off eBay with a ram ball, and I wanted to install the GPS here, right above the clocks. But I did that, but when I was riding home it was vibrating too much. This is just not solid enough, it vibrates, and you could hardly read the stuff on the screen. So I ended up moving it to here and adjusting it to have good visibility when the tank bag's on and stuff like that. So I'll be using this mount for my GoPro, and it's all good. So I have a bunch of stuff to install on the bike today, and I'll be doing videos on that, like I said. I just wanted to show you what I'll be doing next. Yep, those are engine protection guards. So I'll be installing those during the day, and for that I need some tools that I don't have, so that's why I have my jacket on. I'm about to go out the door and get those tools, and I'll do the video on how to install those, and I'll upload that today hopefully, and then the other videos will come during the week. So let's go. Back from the shop where I got some tools, and when I was laying down all the stuff that I need to assemble, what I'm going to assemble, that I'll show you in a second, I realized that the one tool I already had at home was enough for what I need to assemble. So I went all the way to the shop to buy those tools and come back and I don't need them. So now I need to go back and return them, but I'll do that after the installation. I bought these models from this shop. Let me see the name here. It's called Fehling. It is a German shop. And why did I choose this one? Well, you can see here in the picture that the bars don't go above the engine or into the frame or into the fairing. So looking at the bike here, let me show you. This is how it's going to look like. This will attach there and on these two bolts. So the bars will look like this. Right, so they only protect the bottom of the engine, which is what I want. There's a lot of bars that go all the way up in the fairing and they go around here and stuff like that. Yes, they protect more, but in my opinion they look ugly. This is not an adventure bike, this is a road bike, so I don't want pieces of metal all over the place. Even these ones, I'm putting them for protection because I don't think they're pretty or anything. So yeah, I ended up choosing these ones. They are the least ugly, in my opinion, of the ones I could find. So this German company makes them, and I bought them in a German shop. They sent me by mail, and then when I got the bars and the papers, you can see here, it's all in German. The instructions are in German, everything's in German. Now, I can read a little bit of German, so I kind of understand what they're talking about, but because this is a big thing, I thought it would be best to actually translate the instructions. So I tried to translate the best I could. I used Google for some of this stuff, and it's not perfect, but it's good. I don't think you need to translate. Most of the stuff that's on that paper is measurements, size of bolts and things like that, so that's pretty universal. And you just need to figure out, there's basically 3 attachment points: rear, center and forward. and then there's left and right, and each of them has a slightly different combination of bolts, but that's all understandable from the text. If you speak English, then German is not that different. But then the instructions, there's one point that I want to highlight, even if you install without reading the instructions, which is they say follow the procedure step by step, because we will be unbolting the engine from the frame, and if we don't follow step by step, we'll drop the engine. And obviously that's not a good thing, that's not something we want to do, so we need to be careful on the order that we remove and replace the bolts. So I want to put that out there. You can try and install it yourself, but be careful because you might drop the engine, and that's a big deal. So going back to the instructions, I translated all this stuff. I figured out, I've separated the bolts for each of these things. So this is left, right, rear, middle, and front. There's a big rod in there. One thing I have done since I got this, these are the main screws. Let me get into the sun here. These are the main screws, and they come in chrome metal color, which looks horrible because they will be very visible. Basically, they will be like these ones, right? We'll be replacing these ones with those, and like these ones, they come in this metal color, but they look horrible. So what I did last night was I sprayed them on with some black matte spray, and I left them to dry at night, so they're now nice and black. I'm sure I'm going to scratch some of this paint off when I screw them in place, but it looks better than before. Now, where was this one? Here, probably. So I'm starting to execute the first step, and I'm already in trouble. I have no idea what they mean. They say replace with the rear attachment the original threaded rod against our M10 rotor. So they want me to use this big threaded rod to replace something somewhere in the rear. And when I look at the bike, I have no clue what they're talking about. Maybe you guys can see it better than me because you have a better angle, but no idea. No clue. So I think I got it. This rod is, I think, the same as this bolt that actually goes all the way through the bike to the other side. So let me show you on the other side. It is this one. So I need to basically remove this one and replace it with theirs. Well, I don't think I can do it with the tools I have. Yes, the tools I have for this are tiny bitty pitty, and I don't have enough leverage. So I'll need bigger tools. I mean, the bolt sizes and all, I can do that, but I just have a small, where is it even? Let me show you here. I just have this little small wrench. Right, and this is just not long enough, and of course the torque wrench is long enough, but first of all you should not use it for that, and second, the connections don't work. So it's back to the hardware shop. Alright, I'm back from the shop, from the hardware shop. I got this big beast, so I hope this will be good enough to unscrew that stuff. So let's see. Okay, so after a lot of swearing, I was able to unpack this and select the right one. So let's see if this one will do the trick. All right. It's coming out finally. Obviously, the other side is spinning. Obviously, I was wrong. The other side is loose, which means I need to push this one from the other side to this side. So I removed that bolt from here, and now I need to push this to get out through the other side. Of course, I don't want to hit it directly with a hammer, so I'm going to use this shoe brush, if I can, put it in place, which might be a tall order actually. Maybe like this. And remember, we're going to replace this one with this other one, which I believe is longer. So back to this side. This one is now a little bit more out. Now I don't know exactly what's going to happen when I pull it out. That's what she said. Of course, it's not coming out easily at all. Maybe I can push this one out by pushing the other one in. Let me get the brake lever out of the way. Yeah, so it's out on this side. This one has dropped off. This is the original one. It's not damaged, so we'll just save it. That was not easy, but that's what you get when you're dealing with structural parts of the bike, right? All of this stuff is pretty tightly attached. You don't want the engine or anything moving around when you're riding, so it's not easy to take it out. And I also don't have the best tools in the world to do any of this, so alright, so it only took us 1 hour to do the first step, and I'm tired. So what do they say next? Remove the original screws on the left, front and center. So second step is removing these two from the left. So they say left, middle and front. That one that we just replaced was the back, so I need to find one of these. Okay, so now we need to remove this one and that one. Of course, the only way to do it is with one of these. Let me get the steering out of the way. I am very likely going to need an extension to this, but let's first try by hand. It's moving. Yeah, it's going. That's surprisingly loose. Get it closer. Make sure you save the bushings. Let me read the instructions once again. Left, front, and center. So I need to remove the two. This is the other one. Now you want to be careful. You don't want to hit the frame or anything with the screw, with the wrench. I was just saying before the camera stopped that you want to be careful not to hit the frame or anything with the tools, because that will leave a mark, and that's a pity. This is a beautiful frame. I really like this frame. So these are easy enough to take it out by hand. And now, lo and behold, there's nothing holding the engine in place on this side, which is a disturbing thought, to say the least. So in the instructions, they don't say anything about these washers, and I'm not sure if I should use the washers against the frame or against the spacer. I think I'm gonna use the washer against the frame, because I want to protect the frame. I don't want to protect the spacer. So now we put the engine guard in place. Now what I'm doing, let me get the camera here. What I'm doing is aligning the guard in all the three mounting points. You see me here, and then there will be these two, this one in the middle and this one on the right. And we put this back in the tripod. And I will basically screw this in. This is not rocket science, right? Oh, I see. This needs to go like this. This is not rocket science. It's just, I think the washer might need to go here. Let me take a look at the picture. I don't see any washer in the picture. So I'm going to push the washer inside, touching the frame. That actually gives me some peace of mind, because like I said, I don't want to damage the frame. I don't mind damaging the engine guard or the spacer or anything like that. So just screwing this in with my hand to keep the engine guard in place, just like they say in the instructions. You want to keep it loose for now. That's mainly because you want to adjust everything later. It's not going in very well, so I hope it's just because I'm doing it by hand. So as you can see, this is loose, but it's all aligned in the three places. And I'm moving the camera to this side, because I'm pretty sure we're going to have to do the same thing on this side now. Let me confirm with the instructions. I was wrong. Before removing the screws on the other side, we need to tighten these ones up. You remember what I said in the beginning of the video? If you don't follow the steps as they are described there, you'll end up with the engine on the ground, and I don't want that to happen. So first we tighten this up, and then we move to the other side, to the dark side. This engine guard is nicely built, and assembly parts as well. You see here the spacers are here to make sure that The guard will never touch the frame, right? So this is in place. There's a nice little space there. So and the whole metal finishing, the weldings, all of that is pretty well done. So it looks like very high quality stuff, I must say. I'm happy. Let's hope I stay happy. I don't know if it's going to start rusting or anything. Yeah, they sent these little plastic endings that you need to put in the engine guard. Hope you can see. So here is the end of the engine guard tube, and it's open, and you just need to put this one in. And I forgot to do it, and I hope it's easy to do it now. I'm going to wrap a little bit of paper around this because I don't want to scratch the paint. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but we'll see. Nope. I'm getting close to having those screws tightened in, so I'm taking my torque wrench now, and it's a big behemoth, and I need to read the parameters here. So they say these screws that go into the engine are a M10. M10 is M10 49 Newton meters. So we dial in those 49 in the wrench here. So this is 0. We're starting with 28, go full turn, 42. To 49, it's 7. So this is 6, 7. Tighten the end. Where is the thingy here? We use the same screw head, of course, and we do it. So in case you don't know, these torque wrenches, they're used to make sure that you tightened tight enough for the specifications, but not too tight. I usually use this one to put my car wheels on and off. And the way they work is, first you need to have the hand on the handle, right? You cannot have it anywhere else because this is a question of distance. So this is the right position, and then you just screw it in. It's getting tight. I'm going to screw in this one as well a little bit. This one is more loose. And then you start tightening it, and at a certain point where you get to the torque that you set up at this hand end, it will click. And when you hear the click, you know that you're there and you stop pushing. So I'm going to be quiet so you can hear. Not yet. There, you see? So this is now tightened to specification, which is what? 49 Newton meters. We'll do the same with the front one. That's it. That side's done. Let me see here how it looks, or show you how it looks. So these are the bars.
from afar. As you can see, they are pretty low on the bike. They don't get to the fairings or anything like that. They're just down there. I still need to tighten the back nut. Only these two are in, but at least the engine is now tightened. So if you look while standing or from the front, it's really not very invasive. I really like them. Now we need to do this side. I'm going to film it, but I don't know if I'll keep it in the edit because it's basically the same. You need to remove these two main bolts, put the guard in and put the bolts back in, and that's it. So the two sides are installed now. This side also looks pretty cool. Let me get a bit more light here. So this is a little bit away from the engine. This back side is pretty protruding, but it looks good. See here, if you look right in front, it's basically the same width as the fairings at the back and the same width as the tank. If you look from the top, you hardly see it. You can see the width there. Also on this side. I'm trying to film as vertical as I can. So now we need to screw in the rear nuts. I've already used the spacer and the washer on this side. It is slightly out of place, as you can see here, and I need to push the rod from the other side. Get in there. I don't know if it's enough. No, it's not. I'll need to push it more. So as you can see, I have to go around the bike a lot. So if you can have a friend helping you, that's definitely a good idea. Okay, so that's done, and now, before I forget, I am unfastening the torque wrench. It was not easy to tighten the back lower bolt because as you tighten on one side, the other one spins. So you need to have the two wrenches on both sides holding while you tighten it. So this is it. It was not an easy job, mainly because I didn't have the tools. You need to follow the instructions, you need to be careful the way you take out the bolts and put them back on because you don't want to drop the engine or anything. Be careful with the strengthening that you do when tightening. If you can, use a torque wrench because that helps a lot to make sure that you don't over tighten anything. And if you like the look of it, go ahead. I think it's, from what I've seen so far, it's great build quality. It's just a pity that the instructions are in German. So I will copy paste the instructions in English on the description of this video. And I will put a link to the engine guards if you like them and if you want to buy them. And let me know what you think. I think it looks great. So let me know what you think. Please subscribe. I still have a bunch of stuff to talk to before my trip. And I'm sure I will have a bunch of stuff to talk to about after the trip. One thing I didn't mention yet on my videos is I've created a Facebook page. So the link is also in the description. If you want, just hit like. I put some stuff there that I don't put on YouTube, like pictures and more real-time stuff, because it's just much easier and it's not every time I'm doing videos. So hit like. I'm thinking about something. Maybe you can let me know what you think. But I was thinking about, for the diary videos that I'll be doing during the trip, I was planning on posting them only on Facebook. And that's just because it's not something that's supposed to stay for long. It's not something that people in 3 years from now will benefit from watching. Unlike these videos, which I think, if I do the video now, I think it's relevant for 3 years from now, something like that. Those will not be. So Facebook is a little bit more suiting to have those videos in instead of YouTube. So if you want to follow me on my trip almost in real time, so daily updates, please like the page on Facebook, because that's most likely where I'm going to post those videos. And in the meantime, hit subscribe. Don't forget to do that, and let me know in the comments what you think. And I hope I see you soon in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.